When you're running online teaching sessions, it's fairly likely that you are going to want to do two things at the end of the session or the course. The first is you're going to want to get feedback from your learners, and the second is that you are likely to want to send out an attendance certificate for your course or session to your learners. This can be a really painful admin process that may be enough to bring you to tears, and possibly has brought me to tears many times in the past. So I'm going to show you how to link these two processes together and automate them. And what that means is that for people to receive their course certificates or teaching certificates, they're going to have to complete your teaching feedback, and then that certificate gets automatically sent to them. So you're going to need two things to do this. You're going to need a Google account, because you'll be using Google Forms and Google Slides, and you'll need to install the Certify Em plugin, which is a Google add-on to Google Forms. And I'm going to walk you through this. Step one is to install Certify Em. So you can use the free version of Certify Em, but it's going to have a watermark across your attendance certificates, so you may want to remove this. And the paid versions has other features, including being able to have a saved copy of all the certificates that have been sent. But have a look and play around with the free version anyway and see how you get on. I'm pretty sure you're going to love it. So to install Certify Em, you visit the Google Workspace Marketplace and you simply add the form add-on. I've added a link to this below the video. Step two is to create your form on Google Form. Google Forms is free and easy to use. So then you just create a new Google form and we'll take it from there. Step three is to create your certificate as a Google slide, because you're going to need to link this up to your form. So actually Certify Em has some certificate templates that are already set up and tagged if you want to do that, or you can create your own. You could do this on Canva or whatever design software you like to use and just post it as an image file into your Google slide. This is an example of the one that we used for the DFTB trauma course. You can see here that you have to add tags for where you want the person's name to go and where you want their any dates to go or anything else. And I'll add a link as well to all the different types of tags that you can have in Certify Em. So now you've got your certificate set up and you've got your Google form started. The next step is to enable Certify Em and sort out the settings. So once you've installed Certify Em, which you already did in step one, you can see in your Google form there's a plugin icon that allows you to enable it. So you click on the plugin icon and select Enable Certify Em in this quiz. And it will set you up with what you need at the beginning. So it sets it up as a quiz, which is what your feedback form is, even though you are not going to be scoring your learners, because this isn't really a quiz, it's feedback and it doesn't matter. There is no right or wrong answer, but you want them to complete the form. So it will set you up with what is needed in Certify Em, but if you're doing this in a different way, you need to know that question one has to take their email address and question two has to take their full name, because that's what's going to go on their certificate. And then you can add whatever other questions you like about your course. You could set points for scoring, but it's likely you're not going to want this in your feedback. This is more if you're doing a quiz and scoring learners and giving them feedback on that. You can set your pass mark. That's again just a function because it's really for quizzes. Likely you're going to want to set this to 0% because you just want the forms completed. Note that you can still set questions in the form to be required, so they can be required to answer the questions, but that means they have to complete the question, but it isn't the same as having to get it right or give a particular answer. So that's probably what you want to do. Then you can look at your Google form settings. So you probably want to set to release the grade immediately rather than having to come to you to approve. And you definitely need to make sure responses are turned on, because that will allow people to start submitting the feedback forms. And then you want to turn certification on. So make sure that you've linked to the Google slide that you created initially by selecting it here, and make sure certification is turned on. The next step is you can have a bit of customization as to what the learner sees once they complete the feedback, but also how the email gets sent and the message that they get sent within that email. So you can customize that here to say Thanks for submitting the feedback form. Here's your certificate. We hope you enjoyed the course, and you can write your name and you can change the subject heading and so on. And that will be the email that your recipient receives. And that is it. You share the link to your Google form with your learners, and when they complete that form, they'll get automatically emailed a certificate with their name on it to show that they have completed your teaching session or course. I hope you're able to set this up smoothly. Please let me know how you get on and if you're having any problems. And I'm pretty confident that as this is done for me, this will really help save you lots of time in automating the after part of your teaching sessions to get feedback and to deliver attendance certificates.